You may start now.
So, good morning to all of you, respected chairman, co-chairman of this session, report here, all the dignitaries, especially the Gochar Society who has given me the opportunity to deliver my keynote address in this 5th International Conference. My heartiest thanks to them and also to all the dignitaries from different parts of country, that is India and world. And I also want to extend my special thanks to my wife, who is for the first time attending my any lecture in any conference. So I hope that this will go in the right direction. As we all know that since morning everyone is talking of climate change. Everyone knows that climate change is going on. But we all are here to contribute our efforts. How could it be possible? It could be possible by way of the work, by way of the research which we are doing. So, as far as my talk is concerned, basically, next please. I am fruit scientist, presently working as professor and head in the division of fruit science, as well as Center for Organic and Natural Farming in Scotch, Jammu. So, being a fruit scientist, my job is to discuss with all of you that how climate change is affecting our fruit crops and how we are going to work for it. So many of my friends, they are from different streams. So for their perspective, I would like to discuss what is climate change, how climate change is affecting globally, and what are the different prospects, different things which we are doing for our fruit crops. Next please. Next please. Next please. So everyone knows that there are different parameters where we are judging the climate. So one is on the basis of rise in temperature, rise in heat. There are different, we can say, phenomena like drought, rainfall, untimely rainfalls. Then there is rise in temperature which affects our crops. So these things I will discuss in my presentation. This is an overview. Next please. So what is climate resilience? Climate resilience is the ability to anticipate and prepare for and respond to the hazardous effect caused by climate. So if I will discuss regarding horticulture crops, so it is the use of climate smart technologies. Everywhere in the world we are knowing that these days everyone is talking of climate smart agriculture, climate smart activities. What those activities are, that I will discuss in my presentation. Next please. So as far as global part is concerned, just see, this is the overview of the countries which are at most risk for climate change. Just see the pattern. The color green shows least risk, while the color red shows most risk. So India is at orange, which means it is in the medium. So risk of climate change based on how much carbon dioxide each country emits. So on the basis of emission of carbon dioxide, we will decide that how climate change is going on in that country. Next please. So these are the top 10 countries which are contributed for the emission of carbon dioxide. So number 1 is China, which is having more than 11,000 million tons of carbon dioxide emission, while India is at number 3 with 2,500. And just see Indonesia, very small country, but the emission is just 568. So everyone is talking carbon dioxide emission, carbon dioxide gases. We all have to work for those technologies which are less carbon emission. So we have to think of those lines. Next please. So this is as far as India is concerned, general view that climate variability index is maximum in different states, that how this heat index as well as temperature analogy, they are affecting different states in different way. Next please. So out of 35 states and union territories, 27, they are highly vulnerable to extreme hydro-met disasters, and out of which Assam, Andhra Pradesh, Maharashtra, Bihar and Karnataka, they are more vulnerable to climate change. So how? By way of floods, droughts and cyclones. They are most prone. Just yesterday our guide is saying that we don't have any earthquake in UAE. That's why you are able to see such a huge buildings. But in our country, we are not in a position to build such huge buildings. So for clicking good photographs, we have to come to UAE with huge buildings. Why? Because they are less prone due to less earthquake. Okay, next please. So these are under different, how vulnerable we are for different this flood, cyclone as well as drought conditions. General, everyone knows that climate is going on, it affects the pollination, it affects fruit crops, all these things are discussed here. Next please. So as far as India's perspective is concerned, India is the most populous country as we all know, and it is having great we are having great biodiversity also in our country. So it is very important to be watchful as far as climate change is concerned, because with change in temperature, not only one thing is affected, but other things are also affected. We all see the ill effect of temperature, which results in the formation of virus in the form of coronavirus. We all have to restrict ourselves. So all these things are leading. Why? Because temperature results in increase in virus activities, increase in different activities which are harmful not only to human bodies but also to our soil, which directly or indirectly affecting our produce, our quality. So average temperature has already been risen to 0.7 degrees Celsius, and it is expected that there is possibility of 4.4 degrees Celsius rise in average temperature in 21st century. So this is alarming. That's why we all have to focus on these things. Recently, Delhi recorded highest temperature of 49 degrees, where Gurgaon, which falls as national capital, recorded 48 degrees as far as one report is concerned. So just see such a huge gap. We are in our country, we are having temperate, subtropical, tropical. So there is huge variation in temperature. So if temperature change exists, if temperature change is going on, then we have to work collectively. So that's why Dr. Rajbir is saying that we have to work collectively in collaboration. So those of my friends who are in Karnataka, they will work, if they want to work in some temperate fruit crops, they are most welcome to my university. They can collaborate, they can send their students to our university. We will work in collaboration for that, because we have to think on these lines that not only tropical, we have to work on temperate. So it will broaden our area of research. It will broaden our perspective when we are going for future publication of research papers. Next please. Same. Just see, 3,000 human deaths, 1.97 million hectare area, crop area is affected with temperature irrigation. And out of 314, just see, in 2022, this is the data of 2022, and 423,000 houses are damaged, and more than 70,000 cattle, animals, they are damaged, dead. So temperature rise leads to death of humans as well as animals, which is really alarming. Next please. Next please. So I am having very limited time, that's why I want to restrict myself to those slides which are of general interest for the house. Next please. Yes, climate change threats. Climate change has various threats. Just see, decreased variability, hunger, food security, then emerging food risks, increase irrigation. When temperature rises, we have to increase our irrigation. So there is water requirement. What everyone is saying that next world war is for water. So we have very limited resource for water. So when water is limited, so we have to focus our technologies in such a way that those technologies are helpful for us. Next please. So these are the different factors which are affecting climate change. Everyone knows solar variation, volcanic eruptions, ocean, then natural forest fires. Very alarming in our country, natural forest fire. Greenhouse gases like carbon dioxide, methane, chlorofluorocarbons, they all contribute to increasing carbon dioxide level. Next please. Different biotic and abiotic factors. I will share this presentation with the already with the organizers. They will send it to you. If you have anything, you can discuss it with me later also. No problem. Next please. So impact of climate change basically on horticulture. How these are affecting? It changes the productivity as well as the quality and quantity of the crop. When the productivity is lower down, automatically its quantity is affected. It results in poor fruit set. The fruit set which we are getting, it either gets dropped. So these are the things which are affected by it. Environmental influences, particularly in relation to frequency and intensity of soil drainage, it results in loss of nitrogen through leaching, erosion and reduction of crop diversity. Next please. So there is one study which showed that there is lower down of grape yield with the increase in temperature. So cloudy conditions results in high relative humidity and heavy dew, which are favorable for different insects and pests. So insect needs proper environment to perform. So that favorable conditions are available under humid conditions.
No, sir,
next please.
3 more minutes.
Oh, next please. Sure, ma'am. Next please. So effect on different fruit crops. Just see sun burning, blossom rot. Next please. So what are the different strategies? If we are going to talk of strategies, the strategies include crop diversification. This is the one of the important thing, crop diversification. We have to diversify our crops so that we can grow more number of crops with different in different areas. Next is irrigation techniques. In irrigation techniques, we have to make our irrigation smart irrigation, I can say, in the form of this drip irrigation, sprinkler irrigation. So next is soil management. Crop diversity. Crop diversity is one of the most important strategy of climate resilient horticulture. Crop diversity offers many benefits, which includes increased soil fertility, pest and disease control, as well as improved nutrition and fruit security. Next please. Water management. This is also very important thing if we talk of horticulture. By way of drip irrigation, it provides water directly to the root zones, which reduces water loss and increases the efficiency of the water. Then second one is rainwater harvesting. In certain areas in Jammu region, where we are having this rain-fed area, there we harvest the rainwater in the form of different ponds, and those water is used for cultivation of vegetables, fruits and other crops. We also harvest water from, we put tank from the overflow of the rainwater, we collect it and use that water. So it is rainwater harvesting. Next please. Organic farming. This is the best way for sustainable production of the fruit crops. Integrated pest management. Next please. Agroforestry. Next please. So everyone is knowing all these things. I just want to discuss the main focus things because time is very limited. Integrated pest management. Next please. Adopting climate change conditions. First one is drought tolerant varieties. Very important. We have to develop drought tolerant varieties for particularly for those areas which are affected by drought. So less water requiring varieties. Smart irrigation. Smart irrigation is another strategy that can be used to adopt climatic conditions. It involves using of sensors. By way of these sensors, we manipulate the irrigation time as well as how much irrigations are required just by our phone. We have app, we can manage it from there. Next please. So what are the benefits of drought resistant varieties? Using drought resistant varieties in fruit production have several benefits like reducing water use efficiency, increased productivity, and enhances resilience of crops during spells. There are various fruit crops like pomegranate, grapes, which are already having drought resistant varieties. We have to work on other fruit crops also. Next please. Smart irrigation, I already discussed. These are helpful for controlling the timely availability of irrigation water as well as quantity. Next please. Everywhere in the country as well as in the world, everyone is saying use drones. Drones are not only used for irrigation, but in Japan and Netherlands, they are now working on using of drones for pollination of fruit crops, which is very much required.
Professor Saab, please conclude.
Yes ma'am, within 1 minute. Next please.
We have taken.
Okay, then come to the conclusion. No issue. Next. So, as far as conclusion is concerned, the climate resilient strategies such as crop diversification, efficient water management, and conservation agriculture paves the way for more sustainable and resilient horticulture. These strategies are essential for safeguarding the long-term viability of fruit production in the changing climatic condition. Strengthening climatic resilience in horticulture enhances its crucial role in ensuring food security, supporting environmental sustainability, and promoting the well-being of the rural communities. Thank you all.
In modern technology, we can use the drones. That's very nice. And especially nowadays, we are observing in markets the hybrid fruits. And of course, even after opening and eating, the taste will be different generally. So that we have to take care. And generally, we used to get the traditional taste, and that we have to take care. Thank you so much.
So at last, I would like to extend my thanks to Gochar Education Society for giving me the opportunity to interact with you as a keynote speaker. Thank you, sir. Thank you very much. Thank you all.
The certificate to the keynote speaker, Professor Gochar. Come all the way from India, from other countries to have a galaxy, to make a kind of galaxy of the academicians. This place rightly becomes a conduit of many more themes, sub-themes, ideas, which will be in the point. Shubhashri and others whom name I cannot recall, but your presence is.
Together experts from various fields to share knowledge. We will engage in discussion, debate, and networking opportunity that will enrich our understandings of climate change and natural resource management. I would like to express my gratitude especially to Professor Mohammed Inairat, the Honorable Vice Chancellor, Dr. Sharjah, our guest of honor, Dr. G.P. Singh, and to all our keynote.
And always we have concerns towards our future generations, our beloved ones, our children, our grandchildren. I worry about the future of my children, the future of my grandchildren, and I believe that this is a human nature that we worry about our children more than we worry about ourselves. Therefore,